Girlfriend asked me to pretend I'm a lawyer to impress her rich parents, but when I refused, she confessed they're controlling and she needs to lie to get her inheritance back. I, 28M, have been dating my girlfriend, Sarah, 26F, for about a year, and things have been going great between us. However, recently Sarah asked me to do something that's made me very uncomfortable. We're planning to meet her parents for the first time next week, and she asked me to lie about my job. I'm a graphic designer and I love what I do. It's a fulfilling career that allows me to be creative and work on a variety of interesting projects. But Sarah thinks that her parents will look down on my job because it's not as high paying or prestigious as some other professions. Sarah comes from a family of professionals. Her father is a lawyer and her mother is a doctor. She's worried that they won't take me seriously or approve of our relationship if they know what I really do. So, she asked me to tell them that I'm a lawyer. She even went as far as to coach me on some legal jargon and gave me a brief background story to go along with the lie. I refused because I don't want to start our relationship with her parents based on a lie. I told her that if they can't accept me for who I am, then it's better they know the truth now rather than later. Sarah got really upset and said that I was being stubborn and unreasonable. She thinks that I'm making this a bigger deal than it needs to be and that I'm not understanding how important her parents' approval is to her. She's been distant and cold since our argument, and it's making me question whether I'm in the wrong here. On one hand, I understand that she wants her parents to like me and support our relationship. But on the other hand, I feel like asking me to lie about something as fundamental as my job is crossing a line. It's not just a white lie, it's a significant part of who I am and what I do. Edit 1. Reading all these comments is making me second guess everything, and it sucks. She's still my girlfriend, and I still love her, but now I'm starting to wonder if she really loves me back. This whole situation is making me feel really confused. I didn't even think it was that big of a deal before hearing what everyone has to say. Earlier, my only concern was the lying. Now, after seeing around 500 people here saying things like she doesn't respect me, she's embarrassed and ashamed of me, she's a serial liar, she's insane, a fraud, manipulative, and deceitful, it feels like it goes much deeper than it looks. I'm going to have a talk with her this evening. I still don't know how to approach this because she's already on edge, a bit hurt and distant, and I don't want to say something that will make this worse. Even after all this, I still love her and, unlike what everyone is saying here, I won't just dump her after a year of a relationship without trying to talk it out first. I'll update about that later. It's been a good year together, and I owe it to both of us to at least try to figure this out. Edit 2. For everyone wondering why I haven't met her parents and it's been a year since we are together and questioning why they didn't ask about me earlier, the thing is Sarah is in low contact with her family and they are not very close. They don't even know where she lives, just the city and the state. For those asking what she does, she has a job in marketing and makes half of what I make. Ironically, her parents don't have a problem with that since they are more traditional and old school. They believe it's a man's duty to get a house, pay for children, etc. Let me add that Sarah doesn't share the same thinking. Her being LC with her family is one of the reasons she says they won't find out and I should just lie to them. Comments. Radish Slaw, New Tau Alpha. If her dad is a lawyer and you say you are a lawyer, the first thing he will do on the following morning is look you up in the big book, the bar directory and lawyer finder, and guess what? You aren't in it. You are then either a liar or a fraud, neither which is going to impress him. If you need to lie, always lie with some element of truth. Think of the best graphic design and mention you were involved. Evilbird, 100% this. Any professional is going suss out someone pretending to be that profession in like 2 or 3 minutes of conversation. I feel law is one of those professions that this would be easiest. Honestly, it's most silly she chose one of the professions her parents are. Why not choose accountant or something they aren't experts in the field of? This is like the most half-baked idea ever. Yeah, you're right. It does seem like a risky move, especially with her dad being lawyer himself. She's been pretty insistent on the whole lawyer or doctor thing. At first she was insistent on me being a doctor, but then she started going on about how I couldn't pull off being a doctor when I didn't even want to be involved in the first place. She didn't bother asking me, she just kept going on about how doctors need to know so much medical jargon, and her parents would ask about specialties and residency programs. Then she started listing off specific medical procedures like I'd need to be ready to talk shop. After that she settled on lawyer because she said her mom's a doctor and would probably ask me medical stuff, being all clever and stuff. Then she decided lawyer was the safer bet because her dad, while a lawyer, isn't as nosy. But honestly, I can't prep for every possible legal question either. It's like she thinks I can just wing being a lawyer in front of actual lawyers. Evilbird, what's her plan going forward? You lie to her parents now and you'll just keep up the lie through years, marriage, kids, etc.? It's a half-baked plan because she's embarrassed about your job, completely unjustifiably. You have a profession you enjoy. If you see a future in this relationship, you need to be honest with her parents. Update. So, I finally confronted Sarah about everything, and it did not go well. I told her I felt she was embarrassed of me and ashamed of my job. She went absolutely ballistic, asking me who the hell was filling my head with this garbage. I couldn't tell her I posted about it on Reddit, so I said a friend made me realize it. She went even crazier, saying I betrayed her trust by sharing personal stuff with friends. I can only imagine how she'll react when she finds out 312k people viewed it on Reddit. She insisted I was being an asshole and that if I wanted to meet her parents, I had to go along with her story. I refused, saying I wouldn't lie to them and was fine with not meeting them at all. I told her she didn't respect me or what I do and was ashamed of me. I even said if she wanted to be like this, maybe I didn't want to be with her anymore. She started crying, calling me selfish and saying I didn't know anything. Then she dropped a bombshell. She told me the reason she's in low contact with her parents is because they're extremely controlling and manipulative. They have sky-high expectations, and even after she became an adult, they would threaten to stop paying for her college if she didn't obey them. Once she got her degree, she moved away, which pissed them off, and they cut her off and took her trust fund. She's an only child, and her only chance of getting back in their good graces and getting her inheritance is to win them over. She told me that her parents would rather get buried with all their money than give it to her if she didn't win their approval. Sarah even admitted she was going to lie about her job and my background too. She said her parents would think I'm a gold digger if they knew I wasn't rich and would never give her any money. She revealed she was going to lie about me coming from an old money family that they couldn't trace back. Lying about my job wasn't enough, she said she had to lie about my background too because the job just ticked one box, and me being from an old money family was just as important. She said she didn't tell me this earlier because she thought I'd break up with her over this and she hoped she'd be able to convince me without revealing everything. At this point, I didn't know what to say. After reading all these comments on Reddit, I wasn't even sure if what she was saying was true anymore. I told her I didn't care about the inheritance. If she and her parents can't accept me for who I am, then maybe this isn't right for me. She started crying again, calling me a selfish bastard and saying she did all this for me and our future together. She envisioned a happy family, a home, children, and everything. I was really shaken, mad, and hurt, so I packed a few pairs of clothes and moved out to stay at a friend's place. Now I have no idea what to do next. Comments: Blurbot, that's too much lying for me. I'd get out of there. Zerfeld, but what about the bright future with a happy family built on a foundation of lies, childhood trauma, hurt, and greed? MS Morningstar, NTA, it's real fucking rich that she's repeatedly calling you selfish when she's the one that wants you to lie and make up this elaborate story about your family history just so she can get her trust fund back. Maybe her parents are controlling, maybe it's more lies. Hard to know from someone so willing to say whatever it takes to get what she wants. Also, claiming she's only doing this for your future is ridiculous. You both have good careers, you can have a family with a nice home and all the extra things in life without groveling for her parents. Especially because this will only be the beginning. If they truly are controlling like she says, then she's planning to exchange control over your lives for more money. You don't think they'll want to say in things like where you buy a house? You already said they were upset she moved away. You don't think they'll demand a say in how your children are raised? And she'll bow to them on everything and insult you and say you're selfish if you don't do what they say because money is what is important to her. Just think long and hard about whether or not this is the future you truly want. Money is nice, but is it worth letting other people control your life and having to lie about who you are to make other people happy? Kuet, all this plus her lies about lawyer coming from an old wealthy family when father is a lawyer himself, would be so easy to identify that he would be taken for a gold digger by the parents without any doubt. The strategy is totally stupid and would never be able to trust her now. She is beyond stupid if any of this is true. Exactly. Also, I've googled her father and figured out that not only is her father a ruthless criminal defense attorney, but her family is also some sort of old money dynasty. I was blown away by the idea that she was going to make me mess with people like that by lying to them. Honestly, if I had agreed to do it, it would have been like a death wish.